It's finally harvest time here in Canada. I've got this little garden here. The tomatoes they did really well this year. Just about done. You can see the vines are dying back. You can see my overgrown lettuce that I meant to eat but never got to. That's probably pretty bitter by now. I've got the chard back there, which I'll probably harvest that eventually. Had some cabbages back there, but the worms really got to it this year. There's some white moths. I just savaged it. You can see all the holes in it there. But I don't know. Good compost food maybe. But what we're going to do today is we're going to harvest the carrots. You can see them poking up through the dirt there. I've got this crate here with holes in it, which I will put them into, and it makes it easy to hose them off and get all the dirt out. So I use a straight spade so I can dig straight. Try not to nick too many. Kind of go deep and loosen them up. They're looking pretty good this year. Quite a bit fatter than I expected. I see some not too bad. Looks like they got eaten a bit there, but I can cut that away. So let's keep going and see how it looks. Oh, that's a fat one. Can actually see the bugs in there. There's a nice one. Not bad. It's my best year doing carrots, I'd say. I'm really impressed with how big they are. I thought they were going to be skinny, small guys, really short, but those are super nice. Try and get most of the dirt off. Man, it's hard with a cord. Part of the trick to getting these so big was I fertilized them when I planted them with chicken manure, composted chicken manure, and I tried not to plant them very densely, and when they did come up, I did thin them out, which means you try and select the healthiest ones and take out the runts, but leave like an inch or two between each carrot. Oh wow, look at that guy. And that gives them room to grow. If you have them all tightly bunched together, you get very small carrots. So that's a pretty good haul on those. I'm gonna leave the clover in there for now because I like clover as a nitrogen fixator. And now I want to check out the beets. I don't know if we can see them from here. I see some beet leaves. They kind of got overgrown a bit by some of the other stuff. Maybe I spent too much time at the beach. I was a bit of a careless gardener. These beets I actually started indoors and then transplanted them, which I've never done before. Let's see how they look. So, all right. So I can see this cotton thing stayed on the bottom. That's the starter peat pellet that I started it in. But actually it didn't grow into the beet. That actually looks like it might be edible, and I've still got this peat thing. Throw that in there. Very interesting. Weird. I don't know if I'd do it this way again. That guy's pretty small. It's kind of weird. I thought this stuff would all decompose, but obviously did not. Look at that. That's a volunteer mint. I should almost keep that. Interesting. Well, I got a couple of nice beets out of that batch. So because I wasn't sure how the carrots and beets would do in that front garden, and because I had this extra planter box, I decided also to grow some back here in the backyard where they get a little bit less sun, but perhaps a bit more love. And I definitely see more of the beet leaf this time. These ones I did not start inside. These ones were started from seed outside, and I planted them in, I think, the beginning of June. It's now October the 4th. So I'm going to dig these up and we'll take a look, see how they fared. So on the left there you can see the bin of the stuff that I harvested in the front. On the right is the planter box of carrots and beets that I'm going to harvest now. These are a little trickier to get out because it's more dense in there. I wonder if they come out without the shovel. That one did. And so it's interesting. Same seed, totally different effect. Kind of a long, narrow beet, that one. Almost seems like I got bigger beets starting them inside and transplanting them that way than these guys, but it could also be a function of the sunshine. These guys are shaded a bit. They still get pretty hot back here though. I had to water them lots. There's a couple. In retrospect, I probably could have thinned these guys a little bit better. That one's not bad. Yeah, definitely some nice little samples. That's pretty tiny. Lots of tiny ones. Maybe I will pre-start them again next year. They seem to have done better as pre-starts. That one's so tiny, it's going in the compost. Wow. Let's take a look at our carrots now. They're in there a bit harder, so let's give her a loosen up with the shovel. Those aren't too bad. Actually, I'm liking them. Not quite as big. Well, that one's nice. Again, I could have thinned these a little better. I am known to be lazy. I don't know though, this works better than I thought actually. That's a weird one, went sideways on me. Dirt back here is a little drier. I used more peat moss, so they're going to be a little easier to clean, I think. The soil in the front's got a bit more clay in it. That's a tiny little guy. Oh, nice one there. So this box is 1 square foot, basically. Maybe, well, because it's got sides on it that prevent me from planting about 2 inches in each direction, so it's about 1 square foot. And that's a pretty good haul of carrots out of 1 square foot, I would say. All in all, a success. I would definitely do that again. Now that we have our carrots and beets harvested, I like to clean them up before I bring them inside. You can see my horrible compost. I have all these apples that I picked them wild, and I did can a lot of them. These guys got too ripe on me, and also lids are impossible to find, so I was unable to can those. For cleaning them up, first thing I like to do, just take those off. Just throw them in the compost. They'll be fine there. Maybe I shouldn't throw away my carrots, eh? And I'm all about efficiency, so you might notice hanging on to a handful of these instead of like pausing to throw them each time. So that can go in your compost. And then the big guys from out front. Wow, those are some huge carrots. A little bit more misshapen in the front. Again, same seeds, just different soil, different sunshine. My daughters joke that maybe things grow bigger in the front garden because it's next to the road and the vibration helps them grow. I don't know about that. There might be something to it. Keep the dirt more vibrated, give them more freedom to grow. Be interesting to test that somehow. Okay, that's all the carrots. Let's get to our beets. Get all the extra little carry-ons. These really tiny guys, I'm just going to throw in there. Who knows? They might volunteer. I'll put them up there. Again, that's a tiny one. Let's see if it volunteers. Maybe I'll keep a tiny one just to taste. If I had picked these earlier, I would eat the leaves, but these are kind of, I don't know, spotted, and I don't know. I don't think I'd want to eat those. So I'm a big fan of composting. Every year, my soil gets richer in there. All kinds of things volunteer around it. And it's better than landfilling it for sure. Okay, so now once I've got all these guys destemmed and most of the dirt knocked off, it's a pretty good haul, I would say. What I like to do next is take the garden hose to it while they're still outside and just get most of the excess dirt off so I'm not washing it down my drain, clogging the sink. So to rinse them off, I like having them in this plastic container with all the holes in it. And then just give them a rinse. Try and get the lion's share of the dirt off. Again, because you don't need that in your house, really. And there you go. Your very own carrots and beets for Thanksgiving feast, or maybe I'll pickle them. Not sure yet. That is a pretty good haul. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more content, please hit subscribe. See you next time.